Oh, we got it?
Yeah, we're live.
Damn.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks about nerd shit. This is episode 747. And as always, this is Nerd You're here to host show lots of our wonderful co-host, Brad and Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Monday night. And the time is right. And no, we are not on a Boeing 747. That's just the episode.
Yeah. Live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/nerdcore before anybody else gets to watch it at 12 p.m. on Tuesday. Brad, before we can get into today's review of David Lynch's Blue Velvet as we continue our David Lynch month here, how are you doing, bro?
I survived another day of work.
Yeah?
In some form. I'm doing good. I think I did everything I was supposed to do today.
You think?
I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows, bro?
Yeah, I don't know anymore. There's stuff I can't talk to on here.
Yeah.
That I'm just dumbfounded of what I learned today. So,
yeah.
We did leave it there.
Yeah. We'll have to wait for us to go offline, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, Brad, gotten anything else done?
No, not really. Haven't, no. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I streamed today. I went to the doctor and pretty much just did all that, man. I mean,
I am taking Thursday to go get blood tests done, so
good.
I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
And taking my car to get an oil change. So
Your car to get an oil change? Your truck?
No, my car.
Okay. I played more Last of Us Part 2 today, and I mean, it's great stuff. I mean, continuing with that game, I'm hoping I can get to at least most of what Season 2 is going to cover.
Yeah, I watched your heartbreaking clip. That was pretty sad.
Yeah. You just like letting yourself get Season 2 spoiled, man.
I knew about it anyway, so it wasn't
okay.
It wasn't like a big
It wasn't a massive spoiler?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play the game. Let's be real here.
Yeah, but you could have watched the playthrough.
Yeah, maybe.
Or you just could have waited for fucking Season 2 so you could be following it with the show.
Yeah, it's true. But do you think Season 2 is going to follow that closely?
It has to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never watched the trailer. I haven't watched the trailer. So.
Nothing technically has to. Would it be better if it did?
I mean, Season 1 followed it pretty well.
Close. Yeah.
Pretty close. Like, I'd say like 85% of the game was pretty much adapted into that show.
And that's why the show is watchable.
Yeah.
They actually followed the story.
Yeah.
I am telling you, they need to do a television version of Max Payne. I get it. The movie, like, I have erased the movie from my mind, along with Mark Wahlberg. So yes, but I think HBO would do a great Max Payne television series.
Yeah. Well, I'm already kind of.
But I want the Dark Tower series too. I want a lot of things that, life's not gonna hand me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're probably gonna, what's it called? Be pretty disappointed when that just isn't gonna come out.
Right, probably not gonna happen. Probably they probably did crunch the numbers. They were like, yeah, we can't do this giant series in this budget.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see. But yeah, I played that, and I mean, so far the game's been incredible, and I'm just fucking waiting for this new one. I mean, for this new season to start in April. So, have you gotten into what's it called? To Invincible yet?
No, have not yet.
No. All right. Well, I didn't rewatch Blue Velvet because I've already watched Blue Velvet in like the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, within the month at least.
Yeah. And I still need to send my 4K disc back because there's a problem with it. So I need to send it to Criterion so they can send me a new one.
Friction now.
Yeah. But I think we should get to this, right, Brad?
Velvet. Blue Velvet.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't watched Blue Velvet and you care about spoilers, you should probably get out of here. But if you care about if you care about spoilers or you haven't seen the film, but if you don't,
You want to try that
God,
again? You want to try from the top?
yeah.
Okay.
If you haven't seen Blue Velvet, or you care about spoilers, get out of here. But if you don't care, or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect after these words from our sponsors in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCourt. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. Brad, introduce him to David Lynch's Blue Velvet.
All right, Raul. Blue Velvet is a 1986 American neo-noir mystery thriller film written and directed by David Lynch, blending psychological horror, apparently it's a horror film too, with film noir. The film stars Kyle MacLachlan, Isabella Rossellini, Dennis Hopper, and Laura Dern, and is named after the 1951 song of the same name. The film follows a college student who returns to his suburban hometown and discovers a severed human ear in a field, which leads him to uncover a vast criminal conspiracy involving a troubled lounge singer. The screenplay of Blue Velvet had been passed around multiple times in the late 1970s and early 1980s, with several major studios declining it due to its strong sexual and violent content. After the failure of his 1984 film Dune, Lynch made attempts at developing a more personal story somewhat characteristic of the surrealist style displayed in his first film, Eraserhead. The independent studio De Laurentiis Entertainment Group, owned at the time by Italian film producer Dino De Laurentiis, agreed to finance and produce the film. Blue Velvet initially received a divided critical response, with many stating that its explicit content served little artistic purpose. Nevertheless, the film earned Lynch his second nomination for the Academy Award for Best Director and received the year's Best Film and Best Director prizes from the National Society of Film Critics. It came to achieve cult status as an example of a director casting against the norm. It was credited for revitalizing Hopper's career and providing Rossellini with a dramatic outlet beyond her previous work as a fashion model and cosmetics spokeswoman. In the years since, the film has been reevaluated and is now widely regarded as one of Lynch's major works and one of the greatest films of the 1980s. Publication including Sight and Sound, Time, Entertainment Weekly, and BBC Magazine have ranked it among the greatest American films of all time. In 2008, it was chosen by the American Film Institute as one of the 10 greatest American mystery films. And what do we get here? Of course, directed by David Lynch. Cinematography, Frederick Elms. Edited by Duane Dunham. Music by Angelo Badalamenti.
Yeah? Badalamenti.
Badalamenti. That's a dope name. Running time 120 minutes. Budget $6 million. Box office $8.6 million in North America.
Yeah. All right. This is crazy. I'm sorry. I'm reading this here. It says, the scene where they raped and battered Dorothy proved to be particularly challenging. Several townspeople arrived to watch the filming with picnic baskets and rugs. Against the wishes of Rossellini and Lynch, however, they continued filming as normal, and when Lynch yelled cut, the townspeople had left. As a result, police told Lynch they were no longer permitted to shoot in any public areas of Wilmington.
Now this is the scene where she comes out at the house, right? I'm guessing that scene.
Yeah. Yeah, which is like, I was like, wow, he really had people, what's it called, camping out, huh?
He had people like making date night out of it.
Yeah.
Out of a Lynch film.
Yeah. Brad, what are your initial thoughts on this film?
I think this movie's great. I like this movie. This movie, I like how they throw Eraserhead in here and compare it, and I don't think that's really comparable to Eraserhead. Eraserhead's way more, to me, out there than Blue Velvet. I I don't think the movie's perfect. I think it's pretty close. I want to know what the direction to Dennis Hopper was, because like I messaged you, I think Dennis Hopper was just told to yell all of his lines throughout the whole film. Because that's really what it was. I still enjoyed, Dennis Hopper's character came out as, very menacing and evil and what you wanted from that character. Just straight up asshole. But I enjoyed the story. I think the actors did great in this. The actresses did great in this. And it was kind of like a little mystery thing. We never really figured out where her husband was until the end.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. You had the kind of the two love triangle thing going on there. Although he was dating a high schooler, so I don't know quite how I felt about that, but that's I don't know. That's rural life and fucking these places.
Back then, a lot of things were like not seen as bad as now.
Yeah, I mean, with these eyes in the past, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought overall, like, you could definitely tell this was a Lynch film. It's kind of like the Straight Story was. It's like, this storyline really doesn't, like, to me, really, like, you see that you read the storyline, or you read the story, and you're like, I don't know, this doesn't sound like something Lynch would make. And then you watch it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely Lynch. And this one is definitely a Lynch, and definitely one he would make.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, my only confusion with this movie, like, I was able to follow it really well. I think that's kind of cool for a neo-noir kind of style, because sometimes it can get too confusing and too complicated, convoluted in certain ways. And I think Lynch does a very good job of keeping a handle on it and doesn't let it get away from him and doesn't let it get away from the audience on, what you need to focus on. And then, oh, this guy was wearing a mask. That's cool. Like, okay, that explains a lot. But there's certain things like the father in the very beginning. What disease did that man get? Like, that man just fell down out of nowhere, and then I thought he was having a heart attack or something, and then we're in the hospital, and this man's like neck he's basically in the medical equipment keeping his neck in place, and then he's got a hole through his throat.
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Like, the fuck happened to this dude, man?
And it's never explained, and in the end, he's just well.
Yeah. Yeah. Brad, I think this is one of David Lynch's best movies, man. It's got the sleazy neo-noir style that he fucking makes, that, it's equal parts weird and surrealist, but it's also, follows the neo-noir, it follows the whole, the groundwork of noir. And, he's got it all there. He's got an ambiguous, a villain, and he's got the femme fatale in there. And
got the femme fatale.
Yeah. And he's doing a lot of great things with his cast, and of course every one of his cast is doing great, like Dennis Hopper, McLaughlin, Laura Dern, and freaking Isabella Rossellini, who I think is the best part of this movie.
Best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, because she basically steals the show. Her and Dennis Hopper, honestly, because Hopper, anytime he's on the screen, you can't take your eyes off him, because you're wondering, like, what is this man on? And then you're like, is this man just carrying around with him nitrous oxide and huffing the shit out of that? And it's going, okay, Kanye, calm down.
Yep. But man, it's such a great movie, man. It's such a great movie. I love the score, and just, of course, Rossellini singing the song. She makes it feel so eerie and yet like so good.
Well, you're kind of taken back to like that 50s kind of vibe.
Lounge singer era, bro.
Lounge bar, yeah.
Yeah. I what's it called? I do agree with you though. Dennis Hopper is a little too much in this movie at times. Like from the get-go, though, I'm glad that it's a consistent
Yeah.
like performance
He's just
is not
yelling,
like
though.
that just in one part and then later on in the movie he just like calms down. Like no, consistently throughout this whole thing he is the same way.
Consistently, he's a psycho.
Yeah,
That's which is fine. I mean, and I kind of agree with you. I think it's a little over the top for this. I don't think Dennis Hopper had to be yelling to be, for us to really get the ick from him.
yeah,
But I do think that it definitely helps to show that he is off his rocker, and he is not someone to be messed with.
yeah, yeah. But it's just he also once again one thing that I've always noticed from Lynch, and I notice a lot about the way that he makes movies and the way he writes characters is just really about the way that he treats the women in his movie. The women are always like, they're never just there. They play a major role in his movies. No matter what you think about Mulholland Drive, you can admit that those women in that movie play a very vital role to what the story is trying to do.
Yeah, and I mean Laura Dern and Isabella Rossellini
Yeah.
in this film are the two women, I guess you could say, vying for the attention of Kyle MacLachlan's character.
Yep.
And I swear the scene where Laura Dern comes face to face with Isabella Rossellini, and he's holding her, and her facial expressions, Laura Dern's facial expressions of just pain, it's just like it's like a really great scene, and I think Laura Dern did spectacular in that. Because at first
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is going to be a throwaway kind of character. She's a high schooler. She's helping him figure whatever this shit out is. And then he's just going to, she's just going to get lost in the story. And that's really not what happens. She becomes kind of a pivotal part of, like, he has to, does he go on with this kind of, he's attracted to this MILF? Or does he, what he does is profess his love.
Yep.
I mean, and I think that adds to the interesting aspect of this movie, along with the neo-noir, the murder. Well, I guess not murder story, kidnapping story. I guess it does turn into a murder story.
Yep.
But yeah, and then some of the the body horror imagery, like the dude just standing there with part of his brain out and leaking blood. I mean, it's definitely Lynch. Like, you cannot, if you showed this to someone and tell them it was David Lynch, and they'd definitely be like, oh, that's a Lynch movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And but it's also like a pretty brutal Lynch movie if you ask me, Brad.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's very violent.
the violence
but
is there, bro.
The
Like,
violence, especially towards women,
oh
is
yeah.
there. And then, but that equates to whatever the hell Dennis Hopper's character is on. he is. But then again, they also show, Kyle MacLachlan's character beating Isabella Rossellini during sex.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's something he thought, it's something he thought he would never do. And then now he's thinking, is he as bad as fucking Frank?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I don't think I've ever seen a Lynch movie where he like includes sadomasochism, which is crazy. It's like okay, I'm like all right. But then again, a lot of Lynch's movies are very Freudian, so there's that.
There's the
But
whole love your mother kind of
yeah,
storyline going.
Yep. There's that whole interpretation that you could read into that.
Yeah.
But man, I think it's such a great movie, Brad. I think that everybody does a great job in the cast.
Oh, we didn't mention Dean Stockwell, who showed up as Bernie. Was it Bernie? I think it's Bernie. That was. I'm going. Is that the dude from Quantum? That is the dude from Quantum Leap. This is fucking weird.
Yep. Yeah, I never expected that motherfucker to show up.
No, that was the last person I was expecting in this film. And then his character is, I don't know if he's high or he's just chill or what, but I'm just going, all right.
I'm willing to bet that he's high.
That was my thing. He was like on heroin or something, and then he just goes and punches Kyle MacLachlan in the stomach.
Yeah. Yeah. But dude, great movie. It's one of those that is one
Man,
of Lynch's
Deep Black
best.
Thin.
I don't put it up there with the other movies I've seen from him. I don't put it up with Inland Empire. I don't put it up with Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive. So I don't know, man. I think it's fantastic though. I think it's really good, and I think that it's a noir exactly how I would expect a David Lynch noir to play out.
Yeah. I mean, I'd put it above Mulholland Drive just because I just have never understood half of Mulholland Drive.
But you also watched Mulholland Drive during like the first 2 years of this podcast. I wonder
But if I go back and I watch, I'm still gonna have the same confusion of going, why does half of this look like a made-for-TV show and the other half?
Because it was.
Yeah, but it looks ridiculous to split it that way, in my opinion.
What you should do is you should watch
Mulholland Drive. This isn't about Mulholland Drive.
You should watch my video essay, and then you should watch Mulholland Drive, so that way you can think about it.
That's just giving you more views. I'm not giving you more views.
Fuck off, Brad. It's not gonna have any views because it's only for my patrons. So I would just send you the link. What fucking views would they have? Like 3? You know,
I don't put this above Eraserhead though.
No.
Because Eraserhead to me is like a psychological like mind fuck.
Yeah. Oh, buddy, wait until we watch Lost Highway. We're really in for a treat with Lost Highway, man. I can't wait for Patreon. Patreon's gonna be fantastic. But Brad, what's your final verdict?
I'm gonna give Blue Velvet a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's that good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm giving Blue Velvet a 9.25. It's up there, man. I truly think it's one of his best.
It's almost perfect. If it wasn't just...
It really is, Brad.
It is almost perfect. It's just...
Where do I have this ranked, by the way?
Like, Dennis Hopper... Like, had they toned down Dennis Hopper just slightly... just a little bit... and then... Yeah, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah. I just don't put this up there with the other ones I've seen from him. Like, I can't put it up there with Eraserhead. I love Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive, Inland Empire. Way too much to put it, above, to put this one above any of those. But
it's definitely above Dune, though.
Oh, everything is above Dune. I fucking take his worst. His worst is Dune. But fuck, dude, even the fucking Rabbits short series that he made with the characters from Inland Empire is better than what's it called than that. But what the hell, man? I don't have Blue Velvet on this list. Wow. But yeah, I mean, I would put it above Wild at Heart. So yeah, I mean, I think that Inland Empire, all these other ones that he's made are just better, But damn great movie, Brad. Damn great movie. And it's got that style, and it's got the atmosphere that David Lynch is always known for. So
and it's got the cinematography that a David Lynch film looks like.
Yep, it literally looks like a David Lynch movie.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I like the settings too, like the just the overly pink, freaking apartment of Isabella Rossellini's character.
Yeah. But I'm sorry. I'd say like a 9 or 8.75. I'm sorry, Brad. 8.75. 8.75. I'd say it's near perfect though. I would say that it's a movie that to me, at least I've liked it more with every time. I would like to watch a movie that's not interrupted by a fucking freeze screen on it though when I watched it on my 4K disc. So, maybe when I actually rewatch it fully without a fucking part skipping to the next because it freezes.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll have a different opinion, but yeah, I think it's still a great movie, man. I think it's fantastic. But that concludes our review of Blue Velvet. And of course, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, keep up to date with us on nerdcore.com, Twitter at the Nerdcore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Patreon.com/Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Letterboxd at the Nerdcore, Discord link in the description below. Check us out on YouTube. Leave a like, subscribe to the video, click that notification bell so you don't miss a single review during David Lynch month that's dropping on the channel. And sorry about that. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app of choice, make sure that you leave a 5-star review, and you follow us on that app. All of that could help us out so freaking much. We would like to thank our wonderful patrons. Without them, none of this is possible. You guys are the backbone of our network here, and we are doing it because of you guys. So thank you guys so much. Wednesday, we are doing our Spawn Season 2 Episode 3. Yeah, Episode 3. Watch along, so make sure you're on the $5 tier and above for that. And then Thursday, live early before it drops on Saturday at 12 p.m. for the $1 tier and above. You guys get the early review of a Cure, Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cure. And yeah, man. Oh, that's right, Brad. I started watching a little bit of Paddington 2 today, just because I was like, I'm eating my breakfast.
You need to pick me up.
No, I was just like, I'm eating my breakfast. Like, I'm just gonna sit down. Let me just put a little bit of this. Yeah. But yeah, Brad. Excited for our review of Cure. I've always wanted to watch Cure. I've never had the chance to watch it though, and I was almost gonna pick it up during a Criterion sale, but I was like, haven't seen it, so we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's worth a pickup. I
forgot that Richard Pryor's in Lost Highway. What the fuck? Huh. All right, Brad. With that said, let's go ahead and get them out of here.
All right, Roll. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to all those who join us in future chats. Thank you to our listeners out there, Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, I don't know. Is Dennis Hopper still alive?
I believe he. You know what? I'm not gonna pronounce somebody dead on here.
Yeah,
you know?
I
always end up doing it, Brad.
If Dennis Hopper is still alive, which I don't.
He
know.
died in May 29th, 2010, Brad.
All right, so nobody has to worry about Dennis Hopper coming up behind them and yelling at them and scaring them to death. So with that, Young Yoda out.